Brad coming at you here on another winning Monday for the third straight. Monday, the Dolphins got a victory. And this one, oh, just so sweet being against the Buffalo Bills. Oh, we haven't beat them in 4 years. And don't really know how we beat them this time, quite frankly. If I told you they would have 90 plays, hold the ball for 41 minutes, we would have a butt punt. Somehow, in a victory against the Bills, we still managed to embarrass ourselves with the butt punt. Even Mark Sanchez was proud. Oh, man, but what a game that was. The Bills just had the ball the entire game. We would play good defense first and second down. They'd pick up the third down or get enough of it to be able to go for a fourth down. I think they picked up, if you combine third and fourth down, 14 or 13 or something like that. It just seemed like they had the ball the entire time. But we did avoid giving up the big play. And we just, made them. They had a 20-play, 87-yard drive of over 10 minutes and only got a field goal. So we were efficient. The 3 times we were in the red zone, 3 touchdowns, right? I mean, we ran 39 plays. They ran 90. But the team showed grit. If you ever wanted to know if the heat in Miami was a real thing, you saw it on Sunday. With the exception of, I think, Xavier Howard got some cramps. No Dolphin player got cramps on that defense, which shocked. You would think they would be the ones being out there so long. Dude, the Bills in the second half, they, no joke, got 12 free timeouts. Just every other first down, someone was getting a cramp. Offensive lineman, Stephon Diggs. The only people on Bills that didn't get a cramp, and it shows you it's a real thing, are the people who train with the dude in Florida in the offseason. The running backs, Cook and Singletary, who train with that guy, no problems. Everyone else, all the offensive line, So the Heat did play a factor, and I got to give credit to the defense, man. They still had a pass rush in the fourth quarter. So by no means a perfect performance. The Bills were banged up. We lost guys during the game. But the Bills are better than us. They're a Super Bowl contender. We're a playoff contender. There's a difference. But still, heck of a win. Thursday night, we play the Bengals. I would like the Dolphins' chances on anything but a Thursday night, quite frankly. I'm not in love with it, I'll be honest with you. I'm not feeling that great about it, especially after playing a game like that. Oh, we better start well. We cannot fall. We keep liking to fall behind, by 7, 10 points. We got to come out ready to go because I have a feeling we're not going to have a ton left in the tank on Thursday. So, yeah, great win. Other NFL stuff that stuck out, how about the Jacksonville Jaguars? 2 dominating performances in a row. Ed's boy, Doug Peterson, getting Trevor Lawrence to play like he did in college. Good Lord, was Urban Meyer must have just been bad. Zay Jones showing up for him. Christian Kirk is looking like he's worth the money. He's been balling. James Robinson, he was never Mr. Explosive, but coming off Achilles surgery, looked like he hadn't missed a step. He's got the offense rolling. The defense is getting after it. So watch out for your Jaguars. Right now, they by far look like the best team in the South. So we'll see. It's 3 games. But as of right now, Doug Peterson, you're my coach of the year so far. That's right, even over Mike McDaniel, who I love too. But shout out to Doug Peterson. You had scrappy Bears. I called this everyone. I was like, I bet you Bears-Texans is going to be one of the closest games of the week because there's just big piles of bad going at it, and that's what it was. The Bears got to learn how to throw the football. Justin Fields, if I was a Justin Fields fan, I'd be worried right now because he looks awful. Now, not all his fault. Doesn't have a lot of weapons. Not a great offensive line, but he does have a running game. Usually a running game, make the passing game a little easier. Good Lord, they can't throw the ball forward. So you want to see Fields take the next step this year so you can hit the ground running next year when your team's a little better. Through 3 games, failure so far, even though they're 2-1, thanks to a lot of the guys they drafted on defense, lone players showing up. So Bears are scrappy, a scrappy bunch. They're not making the playoffs. I'm sorry, but 2-1. I think they play the Giants next week. So what else stood out? The Lions. Lions fans were all on the interwebs. This is a different team, and then they go blow the lead in the fourth quarter, just like you would expect of the Lions. So, again, the Lions last year, yeah, you were the scrappy bunch. You were in games, and you didn't win any of them. Well, this year it's time to win some of them. So the whole, we're close, or we're doing, it's not good enough. You got to win some of these games now. You got to take the next step now. You got to win some of these. So until that happens, everyone loves Dan Campbell. He made a few mistakes in that game. So yeah, the thing that's surprising me the most, the Saints look really bad. They've had a few injuries, but their offense outside of one quarter against Atlanta looks awful. So the Saints, who I believe they were my Super Bowl pick, Saints and Ravens. And Ravens looking explosive, by the way. Lamar Jackson, and looks like an MVP here. Yeah, Saints not looking good. Bucks offense banged up. I expected them to struggle early on. That's not a surprise. That defense is still getting after it. The Packers, the defense just showed up this game, especially really against the Bears. The Bears can't throw. They gave up quite a bit of rushing yard. They weren't really that impressive. This was the first time I saw the Packers defense I expected to see. So we'll see if that continues. But yeah, their offense isn't scary. I don't get why they don't want to use Aaron Jones. Every time they use Aaron Jones and win comfortably, it's great. They just don't want to give Aaron Jones the football, and I don't get it. Every time I watch a Packer game, I'm just like, give Aaron Jones the ball. Good things happen when you do this. They just won't do it. They won't do it for a couple of weeks and then realize they didn't do it. Then they'll have a monster game, and then they won't do it again. It's just so frustrating. Let's see. Anything else that stood out? Denver's 2-1, even though they look awful. Now, the defense showed up last night. That's good. But so far, if Russell Wilson doesn't play a little better, I mean, he had the one drive last night, basically, that he did come up big when they needed a touchdown drive. He came up big. But good Lord. I finally got to watch that game last night because, I got to go to bed earlier now. I work early in the morning. I just got done watching some of that. Oh. There's great defense, and then there's bad offense. There's a lot of bad on both sides of the ball. 49ers as well. So we're all rooting against the 49ers because I get their draft pick. Anyways, but that's really all that stood out. I really just wanted to shout out the Jacksonville Jaguars, mainly, to be honest with you. But yeah, the Colts surprising the Chiefs. Although I will say a lot of the bettors were on the Colts this week. So props to them. Sometimes they're stupid. I will say it seemed like at least 75% of them were all in the Colts. So, man, they were right. But yeah, enough football talk. The reason for this video is I did one little break of gold standard about the Dolphins. He hit me up. He goes, dude, the Dolphins are available, and he gave me a great price. He's like, I'll let you have them for this. He's like, we're just wanting to break it tonight. I'm like, okay. And I hit Eric Esekama, who had a good preseason. He's a bigger wide receiver. Has not been active. He's on the 53, but not actually active for the game. Just basically, they said, we haven't really needed him yet. and he's still learning the offense. And in college, you just put up little hand signals and say, run this route. Well, a little more complicated in McDaniel's system, and they say he's just happened to catch on to that. But he had a very good preseason for whatever that's worth. So hopefully next year, I imagine, hopefully we start seeing him. But that was my one card I hit in that break. And then I got a package from Mickey the Dude. You guys remember old Mickey? He hit me up out of nowhere and was like, hey, I got some fence cards for you. All right, Mickey. So I appreciate it, brother. He was making fun of my Michael Agnew. Where's his note? What did I do with his note? I don't know. But he was making fun of Michael Agnew in the note, which is. But first up, from 2006 Ultimate, which is a great product, dual jersey of Ronnie Brown and Lindell White to 99. Love me some Ronnie Brown, Lindell White, power back. Extraordinaire, big old guy. And then he sent this nice Tua from Leaf Draft, not to be confused with Leaf Metal Draft. Touchdown Kings. 8 touchdowns on the season through 3 weeks. Most of those were in one game, let's face it. This was cool. I know I didn't have this. From 95 Classic, it's a die cut. Commemorating the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. Mr. Marino. I thought that was pretty sweet. So, Mickey, you did pretty good here. And I thought this card was cool. Just 96 playoff. What is this? Illusions. Look at this Dan Marino. I think that's pretty darn sweet. Playoff illusions. Oh, there's that stud. I think he had a birthday last week. I think he's 61? 61? That sounds right. And then, I don't know, this one might be the one I had. But either way, I'll take Andy Marino. 95 Collector's Choice. The Did You Know? Did you know no NFL quarterback in the history of the game has a better touchdown to interception differential than Marino at plus 143? Remember, this was as of 1995. That is not the case anymore. Marino has passed 17 of the 18 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in completions, yards, and touchdowns. The 6th signal caller taken in the 83 draft, 27th overall. Marino, Elway, and Kelly are the only quarterbacks still active. 1995. Remember, like Todd Blackledge, Tony Eason went ahead of him, that kind of stuff. Yikes, right? And then from, I really like these, from 93 Stadium Club, there was the regular Stadium Club. Oh, he's got the good photos. Who's he throwing to? Is that Keith Jackson? I believe that's Keith Jackson he's throwing to. You can see part of the 8 there. And then he sent the Member's Choice to go with it. And I'm pretty sure I didn't have those. No, I didn't have the Member's Choice. And then last but not least, a card I have actually looked at buying before, and I just never pulled the trigger. From 06 Ultimate, 65 of 75. This is a second-year on-card autograph of Mr. Wildcat himself, Ronnie Brown, which you can never go wrong with old-school UD on-card autos. That's for darn true. 75. So, Mickey, I really appreciate it, man. Those were some nice additions to the Fins PC. Good way to celebrate Victory Monday. So that's all the cards I got. Thanks for watching. What was your favorite things of the week? I don't know. What stood out to you? Like I said, I think the main thing that stood out was probably the Jaguars dominating for the second week. I think that was my number one standout, I guess, thing that stood out. So what was the thing that stood out to you here this last week or two? Put it down in the comments. I love hearing them. So thanks for watching, guys. Love you. Love most of you. Go Dolphins. Bye bye.